Holy balls! Today has seen one of the biggest leaks in video game history. Leaked court documents have pulled the curtain back on the secretive video game industry and offered a rare look at the behind-the-scenes deals going on at Xbox. We learned about upcoming Xbox hardware, unannounced games, and Phil Spencer's desire to buy Nintendo. That's right. It's all coming up in today's Fix, and we're looking at how Telltale games and the Expanse are a match made in the heavens, presented by the Expanse, a Telltale series. All right, here we go. Despite Phil Spencer saying multiple times that there is no need for a mid-generation refresh of its Xbox Series game consoles, leaked court documents show that Microsoft is planning to launch hardware refreshes for both the Xbox Series X and S next year. The new Series X, codenamed Brooklyn, is more compact than the original model. Like the Series S, it lacks a disk drive. The document also reveals that this console will feature 2 terabytes of storage, 16 gigs of RAM, and will come in 100% recyclable packaging. The updated Series S, codenamed Elwood, will include 10 gigs of RAM. Pricing will remain the same as their predecessors. The document notes that both consoles will be announced concurrently next summer, with Elwood arriving in August 2024 and Brooklyn in October. Xbox explained it would give a 2-month release gap between the consoles in order to give Elwood a moment to shine before Brooklyn becomes the more sought-after console ahead of the holiday 2024 season. It's interesting that Xbox is planning to make its flagship console digital only. Seems like Microsoft is pivoting away from physical games completely, and if I know gamers, not everyone will be happy about that. Speaking of new hardware, mid-generation console refreshes are not the only ambitions Microsoft has. The tech giant is planning to launch a next-generation Xbox console in 2028. A leaked document mentions this new Xbox system will be a next-generation hybrid game platform with development kits slated to launch in 2027. More interestingly, the document mentions a thin OS for under $99 consumer or handheld devices, implying that Microsoft may release a handheld device dedicated to cloud games. There's also word of next-gen DirectX ray tracing, dynamic global illumination, machine learning-based super resolution, and micro-polygon rendering optimizations. Microsoft is currently in the hardware design phase if it's still on track with this plan outlined last year. Another of the many documents leaked online this week included a 3-year-old Bethesda release schedule from before Microsoft's acquisition of ZeniMax Media in 2021. The document included some unannounced games, most notably remasters for The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and Fallout 3. Plans must have changed, however, as the Oblivion remaster was supposed to be released in 2022. Bethesda also originally planned to have its Indiana Jones game out that year, but obviously we're still waiting on that one too. In 2023, it planned to release a new Doom game, Doom Year Zero, along with DLC the same year. And then 2024 is supposed to see the release of The Elder Scrolls 6, an untitled licensed IP game, the Fallout 3 remaster, a Ghostwire Tokyo sequel, and Dishonored 3. Other information revealed in this document included the fact that Starfield was forecasted to generate $900 million in revenue, though again, this information is likely very outdated due to the document being published before Microsoft closed its acquisition of Bethesda's parent company. So while the release schedules have certainly changed, at least we now know that all these upcoming games are a thing. So everyone act surprised whenever Bethesda announces a new game for the next few years, okay? Now, during the Activision Blizzard trial over the summer, it was revealed that Microsoft had its eyes on 100 developers it considered acquiring at one point, before narrowing it down to just 8 studios, including Sega, Square Enix, and Zynga. However, there's another little studio Xbox was eyeing: Nintendo. An email from August 2020 reveals that Spencer was enthusiastic about acquiring the studio behind beloved video game franchises such as Mario and The Legend of Zelda. Spencer noted in the email that the acquisition would be a career moment, and I honestly believe a good move for both companies. It's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off of their own hardware, a long time. Now obviously Spencer has yet to realize his dream of buying Nintendo, and it seems unlikely Nintendo would be willing to sell unless it suffers some sort of financial catastrophe. But Nintendo is riding high on the wave of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and the huge success of the Mario movie. I think it's going to be just fine. The email also revealed that Spencer was interested in acquiring Valve and Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, the latter of which would mean Xbox would own developers such as NetherRealm and Rocksteady, but it wouldn't own the IP, which was a sticking point for Xbox. And that's not all. In May 2022, an email chain between senior Xbox executives, including Spencer, Matt Booty, and Sarah Bond, revealed how Microsoft was scrambling to find games as the company had a huge hole in its lineup. Games originally slated to be released in in 2022, including Starfield, Redfall, and Stalker 2, all being delayed were mentioned in the email. Spencer said in the email chain, "This is really a disaster situation for us, given all we've invested in content across studios at our GP Content Fund. We need to learn from this and build a plan forward." He then issued a call to action from the team to ink third-party deals to circumvent the gap. Stewart responds with a roadmap of third-party releases, accurate as of May 2022, that includes a number of games that were at the time set to launch across the 4 quarters of the 2023 financial year. Of note here is mention of Resident Evil Revelations for Q2, which would be October to December 2022. This is perhaps a code name for the Resident Evil 4 remake, which launched in March 2023. Also slated for Q2 were BioWare's Dragon Age 4 and Ubisoft's Skull and Bones, both of which are yet to arrive nearly a year later. Further into the email chain is talk of the difficulty associated with getting day-and-date releases for Xbox Game Pass. What follows is a detailed and revelatory assessment of third-party options for day-and-date Game Pass launches to fill Microsoft's lineup hole. Perhaps the most eye-catching entry here is Red Dead Redemption 2, day-and-date for Gen 9, which suggests a next-gen update for Rockstar's Epic was as of last year set to be released. Rockstar has yet to make an announcement about such a game, and as with everything here, the plan may have changed. Other interesting tidbits include Microsoft's comment on Baldur's Gate 3, described as a second-run Stadia PC RPG. Given the astonishing success of Larian's superb role-playing game, that was one bad call. The emails also reveal the astonishing amount of money Microsoft is spending securing those day-and-date deals. Microsoft estimated it would cost $5 million to secure Baldur's Gate 3, $35 million to snag LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga for Game Pass, $50 million for Dying Light 2, $100 million for Assassin's Creed Mirage, $250 million for Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, which still hasn't come out, and an eye-watering $300 million for Respawn's Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now those are the broad strokes of today's Xbox leaks, but for even more info, head over to IGN.com. Telltale is a storied company with a history of handcrafted narratives, meaningful choices, and character-driven action in all their games, and the Expanse, a Telltale series, is no exception. Experience life aboard the Artemis and follow Kamina Drummer on some of the most important moments of her life, following her journey from executive officer to captain of the scavenger ship, the Artemis. In true Telltale fashion, you meet a crew of complex characters, each with their own agenda. You'll be forced to make difficult choices that drastically alter their fate. Depending on what you say and what you find, some of your crew might not even make it to the end of the series. You can experience the first 4 episodes of The Expanse, a Telltale series, right now on Xbox, PS5, and the Epic Game Store. And if you choose to power your way through all 4 episodes in one night, you're covered. The 5th and final episode drops September 21st. And that, my friends, was your Daily Fix for Tuesday, September 19th. What a day. Now that you're caught up on all the leaks, check out the latest trailer for Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your gaming news, stay tuned to IGN.